Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. I want you to know that you are greatly appreciated. We are in a brand new year. We are in the year 2021 and I'm hopeful, I'm confident that this is going to be a better year. In fact, some signs are already emerging that this is a better year. Welcome to my channel. If you're not a subscriber yet, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Please enable notifications so you get instant updates from our channel going forward. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. This right here is a little bit of information about me, so definitely check out my video. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it is about your money. You'll see this article on your screen from the New York Times, and it says the December numbers were awful, but the economy has a clear path to health. This is very encouraging, and I'm going to highlight some points which will help us hopefully embrace the fact, hopefully understand the fact, hopefully take some solace, take some encouragement in the fact that we will get back to normal. And I think a huge part of that has to do with the distribution of the vaccine. In fact, new reports have come in that President Biden is going to encourage the immediate distribution of all the stockpiles of the vaccine that have been set aside for the second dose. So the gamble, if you will, that President Biden is going to take is distribute all the vaccine right now, and by the time it becomes necessary to have a second shot, hopefully the pharmaceutical companies will come through with the second dose. So this is some very interesting real-time information that is coming in right now. But again, the bottom line is I do believe we are on the path back to a full recovery, and I'll show you some trends. And I do believe that the widespread distribution, the widespread availability of the vaccine, as well as this calculated gamble that President Biden and his administration are taking will pay off, because I think we have reason to be optimistic. Let's take a look at this article, and the headline of the article says the December numbers were awful, but the economy has a clear path to health. Among the reasons for optimism, the prospect of widespread vaccination and Congress more open to stimulus spending. Now, one of the reasons the stock market is doing so well, despite the unbelievable events that have taken place over the last few days, is that the markets are an indication of economic health. They are not necessarily an indication of democratic health. So what is happening right now is that the economy, the underlying economy is strong. Stock markets are up, although from a democratic point of view, you can see that there's a lot of division that still exists. According to this New York Times article, and I'll quote the New York Times. By the way, I'll provide you with a link to the article in the description section below, so you can definitely check it out. There is an opportunity for 2021 to be the year of a remarkable bounce back, thanks to monetary and fiscal stimulus. Meaning, fiscal stimulus basically means more money in your pocket, and monetary stimulus is what the Federal Reserve does. Keep in mind, the Federal Reserve is the lender and the United States Treasury is the spender. So when the Federal Reserve says, okay, let's make it easy to lend money, let's lower interest rates, and the Treasury says, okay, let's take that money and give it to businesses, to the Paycheck Protection Program, let's give grants, EIDL loans, or let's hand it out, let's send stimulus checks to people, or let's send out enhanced unemployment benefits, new programs, the federal boosters. That's what the US Treasury does. So let's get back to the quote from the New York Times. There is an opportunity for 2021 to be the year of a remarkable bounce back, thanks to monetary and fiscal stimulus. The delayed effects of buoyant markets over the past few months, because markets have been unbelievably strong, and above all, the prospect of a widespread vaccination. These are the three things that essentially make the case for a strong recovery and a return to near full employment. Right now, at the time I'm recording this video, the unemployment rate is at 6.7%. It was declining, it's tapered, it's sort of remained steady right now, so it's not going down as it was supposed to, but unemployment should hopefully go back to pre-pandemic levels, which were under 3%. So hopefully we can get back to that. But again, the encouraging sign here is because of these three factors that I mentioned earlier, things can hopefully get back to normal. Individuals in travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality have been impacted the most. For us, it's about putting food on the table. For us, it's about keeping the lights on. For us, it's about paying rent. Americans need quick cash now, and some of that cash is making its way through the system, and it is anticipated that most individuals will receive the $600 stimulus checks in the next few weeks. Now, here's the interesting thing. Again, this is a quote from the New York Times. If enough Americans are vaccinated, they will probably feel comfortable in returning to normal patterns of leisure activity. I'm not going out to eat at a restaurant. I'm not traveling, but if I get vaccinated, when I get vaccinated, because as a healthcare provider, I do have the option to get vaccinated ahead of other individuals. I actually haven't done that yet. I'd rather get my mother vaccinated first. My mother's 75 years old and lives with us. So if someone's vaccinated, they are more likely to want to do things they would not normally do. And the New York Times says an outright boom in these sectors is plausible later this year. We're talking about sectors like leisure and entertainment. We're talking about travel. We're talking about we're talking about hotels. We're talking about airplanes. And here's another quote also from the New York Times: Americans' savings are through the roof, and it is easy to imagine pent up demand for travel, concerts, and the like. Now, let's take a look at this chart on your screen from the New York Times. This shows that the leisure and the hospitality industry were hit hard in December, while other sectors made small gains. Let's look at the cumulative change in jobs since the pandemic by industry. Let's start by taking a look at the construction industry. So there were 8 million jobs in February, and you can start to see a significant loss in the number of jobs. And as of right now, 226,000 jobs are lost. So you can start to see that things are starting to get better. In retail, which had 16 million jobs, well over 2 million jobs were lost in February, and now we are down 411,000 jobs. Let's take a look at manufacturing. With a total of 13 million jobs, over 1.5 million jobs were lost, and now 543,000 jobs are lost. Business and professional services, with a total of 22 million jobs, more than 2 million jobs were lost. 10% of the industry was affected, and now 858,000 jobs are lost. Let's take a look at education and health. This had a massive impact. 25 million total jobs, well over 2 million jobs lost, close to 3 million jobs lost, and now we are down 1.3 million jobs. State and local government, this is where the suffering continues. Even to this day, with a total of 20 million jobs lost, well over 1.5 million jobs were lost in February, and then even more jobs were lost. If you take a look at that chart, you'll see that more and more jobs were lost as more and more schools and colleges began to close as a result of this pandemic. There was an improvement, and then with another surge, schools and colleges shut down again, and then you can start to see that it got worse. So right now, 1.4 million jobs are lost, and look at leisure and hospitality. Unbelievable. 17 million total jobs, and we're talking about well over 8 million jobs lost in leisure and hospitality. And now, even though things got better, they're starting to get worse now. And it's at minus 3.9 million jobs right now. And it is all of these things. It is these three factors that I mentioned earlier. That is the reason why stock markets are booming after a year of absolute misery for many of our fellow Americans. This is the unfortunate disconnect between the stock market, between what's going on with the economy, and between the actual occurrence, the actual impact, the actual cash strapped nature for several million of our fellow Americans. This is the unbelievable disconnect. But I can tell you that based on everything that we've seen so far, the economy is on its way back, and I'm confident that we can all emerge stronger. I promise you that I will teach you how to make more money. I will teach you how to invest your money. I'll teach you how to save money. And I'll also share the things that I invest in. I'll be giving you more and more advice on this channel. Definitely check out our financial freedom playlist. I believe you'll learn a lot from the financial freedom playlist. Also, check out the managing your money playlist so that you can learn new ways to manage your money. Remember, the Ignition Time channel is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. Now, I can tell you that the one thing that can go wrong is mistakes, is issues in the distribution of the vaccine. That's the one thing that can slow down our economic recovery at this point in time. But let's keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best and see what happens. But right now, we are at a stage where we can start to heal economically. I'm also hoping that we have no more drama from a political standpoint, from a democratic standpoint, and we can move forward and start to heal as a country, and we can start to help our disenfranchised fellow Americans understand that we need to be able to come together. Do your part if you can in trying to heal and trying to bring everyone together, because this is an emotional, this is an intense time for many of us. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. You'll get a link to all of our resources in the description section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time, and thank you so much for giving me your time. If you don't know anything about me, check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. We live in unusual times. We live in uncertain times. The events of the past few days have been unbelievable, to say the least. We live in a historic moment in time, and I want to bring you into the news. I want to bring you behind the scenes of honest news. I want to bring you behind the scenes of news that is neither too conservative, neither too liberal, news that is balanced, and news that is logical. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it is about your money. I'll give you news that shocks you and makes you go, I'll give you news that makes you smile and say, wow, this is good. I'll bring you news when it's raining money and when we get lots of stimulus. I'll give you news that might make you want to party. In fact, guess what? I can actually break dance. I'll make you news that's going to make you want to break dance. That is, if you're a nerd like me. I can break dance. Watch this. Okay, I know. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda, and thank you so much for watching, everybody. I want you to know that I really appreciate you. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. If you want to hear from us, get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to SMS alerts list moving forward. You'll get breaking news and alerts if you are on our SMS alerts list. So I really appreciate you being a viewer. I appreciate you being a subscriber. You can also get on our email list and stay in touch. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you'll be able to stay in touch with us. You can opt out of the SMS alerts or the email alerts at any point in time. Sometimes YouTube does not always release notifications on time. So all I ask you to do is very simple. Just bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. Just bookmark the channel so you can always be in touch with us. So you can be a part of our community. You can be a part of, you can be a part of the news when it gets bizarre and when it makes you go, what? Or you can be a part of the news when you feel like dancing. Or you might want to break dance. Here's my lousy break dance one more time. That's I hope you can join our community. Speaking of community, hopefully you can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. That's our handle on Instagram. Now, if you want, you can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Our Twitter community has been growing very rapidly, and you'll see me tweeting and retweeting important information that will help you make sense of this unbelievably crazy world that we live in. Once again, my name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. Please share this video with just 2 friends or family members. Share the video with just 2 friends or family members. If you learn something new, please click like. Please subscribe. Please enable notification. That would mean a lot to me. Please ignite that subscribe button because the name of our channel is Ignition Time. I want you to be in party mode. I want you to be happy. I want there to be confetti everywhere. I want us to have a normal, peaceful life, and I want us to laugh every once in a while, which is what you're going to get on this channel. Also, you'll find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. So make sure you check out our description section. And once again, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I appreciate you all. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time.